Hey folks, it's Ben. The video I'm doing for today is a chicken water heater. And why we're doing this is, and I'll see if I can put a picture here or have my wife put one in the video. We have a current plug-in water heater, but unfortunately it almost boils the water. And what I mean by not boil, it just steams it off. It keeps it maybe a little too warm, and it goes through about 5 gallons in 2 days, which our chickens don't drink that much water. It's a real pain to change. It's a pain in the butt. So we're going to try to use one of our summer waterers, which operate great, with a heater. So to do that, I have a metal tin here. Convenience of metal is that it conducts heat well, and it also keeps moisture out. We also have a lamp, of which we no longer need. It's based for 60 watts, so they'll probably at least start off with a 100-watt lamp in here, mostly because of the heat retention in this fixture, which we're not going to use much of. We're actually, the game plan here is essentially to drill a hole here to allow our cord in, and then we're going to screw our socket into the side, and then the bulb will be here keeping this area warm. And that's it, really. And then put the cap on it, and we'll be able to put our water on top of it, and that'll keep it warm. So this will be a video on how I do that. So the beginning part of this video, let me tripod my camera, will be to actually take this thing apart and get it ready to go. This is a part of the video where I just shoot everything and then we'll edit out the rest. So the first thing we got to do is get the parts we need out of this thing. So let's take it apart. Take these screws off here. Probably got this at a yard sale, so cost is cheap. Looks like we've got 2 Phillips on the back here that we need to take out, and I don't have Phillips right next to me, of course. That leaves this dangling in the back. Now the catch is to get this through this tiny little hole. So I'm guessing. So we have our hole, being wary of our wire. I've got some tin snips here, and we'll just snip it back. Mind you, the hole only needs to be large enough to pass the plug through it. Like that. I'm not going to mess around here. Just make it a little bigger. This saves whatever so that goes to the scrap bin, and that saves our wire integrity. Of course, now we have to do the exact opposite to this. We actually have to create a hole so that we can actually pass our plug through it again. So for that, I'm probably just going to use a drill. Stay right in the middle of the friendly village right here. That's the easy hole. Next we're going to use a step bit, since they tend to be pretty awesome. This one's pretty worn out though, so we'll see how it does to get the size that we want to get our plug through. And the biggest part of our assembly is the plug, so we just keep drilling until the hole is big enough to go. Lots. Boy, it smells awesome. Now, in a distance, maybe at least a quarter away from where our plug hole will be, and we'll seal that with caulking, but it still will be a place where water can get in. We'll put our light over here. Now, our mounting bracket has 2 holes on it. The orientation of it actually doesn't matter, so I'm just going to take a marker, and it looks like it's a ballpark if I put one here. I stick the other one here. That'll be close enough that we'll be able to put our screws through and hold our light bulb in the middle of the case. So next we'll stick our cord outside. A lot louder than the other fixture for sure. You can see this is how we currently have it. So next would be the insertion of a bulb. Interestingly enough, the back says 240 volts AC and 660 watts. So that means that our 150 watt bulb here actually isn't that going to be too bad for the wiring capacity anyway. So if we take this, and we're going to run a test on it, of course. So we're going to plug it in. The dog barks in the background. Boom. Awesome. So now we've got a nice heat source. We'll cover this up. We need to make provisions to protect our cable through this hole here, but that should actually do it, and you can actually control it from the... And we'll leave a little bit of light here if we use a clear caulking, that way we know our bulb doesn't burn out. But that's how you make a chicken warmer. What I'm going to do now is caulk up this hole, and then we're going to go install it. Okay, so to caulk this hole in, I'm going to actually take a piece of paper here for now. We'll remove it later. But I need some sort of backing. I'm going to put the cable about in the middle there. If I can set this down. Now, we'll see how this caulking does in here, if it gets too smelly or sneaky for my chickens. This is reused caulk, by the way. It came from our bathroom that we finished up. That's a really large blob there. But I'm going to coat the inside here. And probably coat a little bit of the here as well. Of course, now we're putting a flammable item on our middle can, but we'll see how this goes in the wintertime anyway. But just seal it and let it set for a little bit. That way water won't get in, which is my biggest worry. And it keeps the power plug from rubbing the sharp sides of the metal container here, so they don't eventually rub and short out. So we got a bunch there. And we got a really big mess here. Cool. We'll let that sit, and let's go. Oh, while we were here, we're going to shoot these too, so no water gets in those. So we'll do a little cleanup and go to the chicken area, and we'll go bring an extension cord with us, and we'll go plug it in. And now I've got it installed, and even a chicken to be in the video. We've got it plugged into an extension cord up there. Given time, I'll probably run a board and attach it to the side here so it's not a tripping hazard, but for now that should do. We're getting into the single digits this week, so kind of a push on this one to get her done. You can tell that the light is on by a little bit of light leakage. I did open it and squish the silicone around so that it is sealed from the inside, so with luck I'll be able to peel away the paper and it'll be a nice seal. And it sits on top of our summer. It's a 5-gallon waterer. We may go down to 3 depending on how it does. If it keeps everything warm, great. But if it tends to get frozen on top or whatever, well, we'll go from there. But you get the concept. So it's kind of a DIY, do-it-yourself type of unit. I think it's a 150 watt bulb too. We could technically, I guess, go warmer, but we'll see what 150 does. And I'll let you know how it goes. You got any questions, just let us know in the comments. And subscribe to our channel for all sorts of other cool and exciting things.